Hey everybody, welcome to day 12 of the Idea to Income Challenge. My name is Rahila Narejo and I'm the creator of this challenge, and I'm glad to have you with me on this 28-day journey. Now here's a little secret. I never really wanted to be an entrepreneur, but somehow life kind of threw me into this role. But after 16 years of being an entrepreneur, I'm actually making a conscious decision to enter the world of online business. And this is what this challenge is all about. I'm testing the waters. I'm seeing if I can do this. About what is this? It's basically about taking an idea and transforming it into income, and in a period of 28 days consisting of 28 action steps. So let's get started with day 12. What's on our agenda for today? Let's take a look. Well, first I'm going to share with you something I'm calling Pow Zap Kaboom. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck is that? Don't worry, I'm going to explain what this is. Second, we're going to get into our action step for today. And basically, I'm going to walk you through how to put together your first opt-in sequence. And then we're going to prep and preview for tomorrow, day 13. Let's get started with Pow Zap Kaboom. Now, these three words are basically describing three offers that I'm going to be making as part of this 28-day challenge. Remember, I'm creating my online business with you. So I've been thinking about what is it that I'm going to be offering. So let me introduce you to what's going to be coming very soon. Well, one of the products that I'm going to be offering is, I'm calling it POW. And basically, it's going to be a compilation of all 28 days of this video series. And not only will you have access or unlimited access to these videos, but I'll also be sharing with you all the Excel sheets and worksheets that I have been using to get me through this 28-day challenge. As well as I put together some resource checklists with all the tech and the apps and the softwares that I'm using. And remember, I like to follow the KICK principle, which is keep it cheap. So nothing that I have in my recommendation checklist will total over $100. We want to keep everything we do in this first online business launch under $100. So that's the POW package that I will be offering at the end of this challenge. The second package I'm offering is the ZAP, which is a little upgrade from the POW. So not only do you get all the videos, all the cheat sheets and the checklists and the Excel templates, but you will also be getting, since this is a 4-week program, you'll also be getting 4 live coaching calls with me. So I will be taking a very limited number of people for this ZAP program. And lastly, what I'm considering is offering a 3rd level service, which is called Kaboom. And now what's Kaboom? Well, it's an explosion, right? So what it consists of, it's the POW, it's the ZAP, plus I'm going to be offering very limited people, and I'm thinking maximum 5 select people. I'll have you fill out an application, and I'll review your application to see your level of motivation, what your idea is. Do we click? Do our personalities match? Because in addition to POW and ZAP, I'm going to be giving you personalized one-on-one business coaching. So more on these 3 packages later on. These are what I'm working on as part of my business launch. So let's get into our action step for today, the 28-day challenge. So please pull out your blueprints, and I'd like you to add on 3PS. We're adding a second step to this 3PS process, which is going to be your first opt-in sequence. Remember our last video? What we did was we talked about your first freemium and how to put that together using free online tools as well. Well, hopefully you have that ready, because now you're going to be using that in putting your opt-in sequence together. And the best way, I think, to help us understand how to do it is to actually show you how I put together the opt-in sequence for this 28-day challenge. Because you probably have been through this sequence, so you're familiar with it. Then I'm also going to show you some additional examples from other companies, and not just information products, but also physical products that are being offered by different companies. So let's begin. So remember, 3PS stands for 3-page sequence. What we want to do is, as online entrepreneurs, we basically need to understand these 3 pages. Pages meaning web pages. And if you get these 3 pages and you really understand how to put them together, then you will be able to replicate this process for as many times as you like, for as many products or service launches as you like. So what are these 3 pages? This is a recap. Number 1, it's a landing page, and today we're just going to focus on putting your opt-in landing page together, what it looks like. That's going to link into your second page, which is your thank you page, which is also going to trigger an autoresponder. And today I'm going to show you how to set that up in MailChimp. And that autoresponder is going to then link to our third page, which is a delivery page, where our potential buyers will be able to download the freemium that we are offering as an opt-in exchange. So let's get started, and I'll walk you through what I put together for this 28-day challenge. So a lot of you might have wound up in this 28-day challenge because you saw a Facebook ad in your news feed, right? And this is that ad that I put together. And as you can see, it's talking about this 28-day challenge, and it's inviting people to sign up for it. Now, where does this ad lead to? If someone clicks the sign up button, where are they going to wind up at? They're going to wind up on my landing page, right? So this might be looking familiar to you as well if you have joined the 28-day challenge through this landing page. And if you notice, here is our opt-in. These are the fields that we are asking people coming onto this landing page to fill out in order to join this 28-day challenge. Now, a couple of things I want to highlight here is, do you notice the consistency? So when people see this image and they click the button, they come to the same image. And if you notice, the same color scheme, right? And it's the same. We're talking about joining this free 28-day challenge, this online business training. And it's minimum text, right? We basically don't want to lose them in the transition. We want to drive them to a single action only, which is to sign up, to opt in, give us their email address in exchange for something. What am I giving in exchange? I'm giving this little 28-day challenge series in exchange for their email, right? So now, putting this page together, the landing page, you simply use any page builder software. Like I shared with you, I like to use Profit Builder because it's very easy to use and they have beautiful templates as well. So I put this together using a page builder, so you can do the same. Now, once people click the sign up button, they've entered their email address and they click the sign up button, they are directed to the thank you page, right? And basically I'm thanking them for signing up. But if you notice, there is an additional action here. Why should we waste the thank you page with just a simple thank you? Why not utilize, this is prime property, so why don't we utilize it for an action that's going to be beneficial to our relationship with our potential buyer? And so what's the action I'm asking people to do? You see the Facebook button here? Well, I'm asking them to join the Idea Lab fan page, right? So to click it, to join me on Facebook. And maybe a lot of you, once you join the 28-day challenge, you also click this button and you wound up on the Facebook fan page. Well, so this was the thank you page. And this thank you page is linked to an autoresponder. So automatically, when people signed up and clicked the submit button, they not only landed on this thank you page, they also then were immediately receiving an email from me. So what did that email look like? So here we go. So it's like a welcome, thanks for your interest in the Enter the Idea Lab and the 28-day Idea to Income Challenge. Why a 28-day challenge? And I go on, it's a little couple of paragraphs down explaining the purpose of this challenge and why I put this together. But do you notice here this blue button? Download the 28-day blueprint. Now what I've done is I've set this up as well in MailChimp. You can do this, where this button, I have not only made it as the download link, but it's also going to be reconfirming the email address. So when people click on the link in the email to download the handout that goes with this 28-day challenge, they also are now in my email list reconfirmed subscribers, right? So I'm taking care of two birds with one stone, with one button, essentially. So now how did I do this? So once they click the download link, they wind up on the download page. And again, this is made with a page builder, and it is automatically programmed into our MailChimp. And when they land on this page, they can click the download button and they can download it from wherever I have hosted my PDF form. And remember, I shared with you that you could use any free host like Google Drive, you could use the Dropbox. Simply you get the link from wherever you have uploaded your document, and you then in your page builder plug that link in for the button that you're creating. Now let me show you, I'm going to close my presentation and I'm just going to show you how to set up this auto response sequence in MailChimp. So last time what we did, I demoed how to create a list, a test list for your email collection fields. Now, how do we set up the autoresponder? Well, I'm just going to click test list. Now, sometimes I get lost in this, so just walk with me through this whole process. And now I'm in my test list. So let's see, I'm going to click sign up forms. And remember, embedded forms. This is where we went to get the code. We copied this code and we plugged it into our page builder software so that when people filled in those first name and email address forms, that data was then channeled back into this list. Now, I want to set up autoresponder. So what I'm going to do in MailChimp, I'm going to come over here. If you notice form options, and it says edit required fields in the form builder. So we're going to click form builder, and you're going to see that it's going to come up here. It's going to open up the form builder, and so these are the fields in our form that we have selected. But I want to come back up here, and right under create forms, you're going to see the gray box sign up forms. We already made the sign up form. We now want to create the autoresponders. So we're going to come here and we're going to click sign up thank you page. Okay. So remember I showed you my sign up thank you page? Well, MailChimp has a little template you could use, but this is a very ugly template. We don't want to use this. We want to use the page that we created. So let me show it to you once again. So the thank you page that I created was this one. Okay, and this was just one of my web pages. So I take the link of this web page that I created, and I copy that link, and I just paste the link right here, right? So whatever that link was, I would just paste the link into this thing. And I would save it. Now, whenever someone clicks the submit button, they will land on my custom-made thank you page, right? Instead of MailChimp's ugly thank you page here. Now that was done. Now this should also trigger the email that goes to the person who just signed up. Okay, so how do we do that? So we go back up here. So we've done the sign up thank you page. Look right underneath it. It says opt-in confirmation email. Okay, so we just click that, and here we go. Now we can design the email that's going to be sent to the person who just opted in, right? And here you can design it. So you not only build it, what fields you want, but you can then design it, right? Here you can change what you have written here. You can even add images if you like, right? Just like I did, I added a pictorial header in my email that comes to you. So you design it, you write your text and everything, and you see this button right here. This is essentially the blue button in my email. So I've customized this, and you can customize it too, right? So if you come over here, you'll be able to see the button itself. We can click it, okay? And we can see how can we edit this thing now. So the form, all right, so here you see here, the button color, you can change the color. Maybe I want to make it red. Okay, let me take it over here. And if you look over here, my button color has changed, right? So you can customize the email that goes out, but this button is really important. When people click this button, we want them to go to the download page. So how do we do that? This is essentially called the confirmation thank you. Basically, when people click that button, they are redirected to the confirmation thank you page. And for us, this thank you page is not MailChimp's ugly template of a confirmation thank you page. We are going to plug in our custom page link right over here. All right, and we save it. So let's just walk through these pages again. So people opted in, they saw the ad, they opted in, they filled out their name and email address, they clicked join, and when they clicked join, they came to the thank you page, which triggered the automatic sending off of an email response from MailChimp. And in that customized email response, I tailored the button to link to the download page, where then they could click this button and download the PDF, right? Simple. This is how you put it. If you can put these 3 pages together, you can put any offer together. This is essentially what online business is all about. It is these 3 pages, right? And I walked you through the back end of my own setup, my own opt-in sequence, so you could see how I did this. Now, if I can do it, guys, you can do this as well. Okay, it's not difficult. Maybe you might have to practice a little, send yourself a couple of emails, sign up yourself and test it to make sure it works. But believe me, that's what I did. And I tested it. It wasn't working too well. I fixed it. I tweaked it, and then it finally worked. If I can do it, you can do this too. So when people click the download button on that page, they were able to download the PDF to my idea to income blueprint. Okay? And a lot of you probably have this right now as well. And this is the document we're adding on each of our daily steps. Now, let me give you some examples of other companies, their landing pages, their thank you pages, and their download pages, right? So here's a company that is promoting a book. And when someone comes to their page, maybe it's through a Facebook ad, maybe it's through a blog post link, they wind up on this landing page, they click order now, and once you click order now, you get a pop-up. Now, this company, what they've done is since they're selling a book, they've already place their book on a marketplace like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, BAM. And they're saying that you can choose which marketplace you want to purchase the book from. Now, that's great, but if you notice, one thing is missing. Did you pick it up? They're not capturing any email address or any potential buyer information. Well, they could get that information if the buyer actually purchases the book, but what if they come to this point and they don't decide? They decide, okay, I don't want this book anyway, right? And they drop out of this whole sequence. Then what? Well, don't worry. Later on, what I'm going to be sharing with you is something called Facebook Pixels. And that is a way you will be able to retarget people who don't go through the entire buying sequence for your offer. Okay, so we'll talk about that a little later on. And so if someone did click, so for example, I clicked Amazon, I would come to the Amazon page for this book, and I would be able to then purchase the book through Amazon. Now, this company is doing transactions through Amazon. If you like, you can set up your own e-commerce store on your WordPress website using very simple plugins like WooCommerce. Very easy to use, all right? So you don't need to use a third-party platform to sell your products. You can set it up on your own WordPress website. Let me show you another example. This is a company that's selling organic oils, right? Poppy Organics. And this is their landing page. And then they have options here. So if you want the rose water, if you want this option, you would click it, and whatever you click, like if I clicked rose water, so it took me to the Amazon page once again here, and I could purchase the rose water. Again, did you notice what's missing? Customer data collection. What if they landed on Amazon, but then they changed their mind? They wound up not buying it, okay? You just lost a potential a buyer, right, from your pipeline. You could retarget that buyer again through Facebook Pixels, or let me show you some other techniques that you could potentially use. Here is a Facebook ad. All right, so this ad is being used to direct people to a landing page, just like I directed people to my landing page, but they're enticing you to click their button. They're enticing you with this $50 coupon, okay? So if you click their ad, you would land up on their landing page, and look at what they did. Enter your email, get started, right? So if you want this coupon, you're going to first enter your email in order to receive it. I hope this is giving you ideas. So why I'm sharing these samples with you is so that you start to think about your own product. If it's a physical product, how would your landing page, what would it look like? How would you capture data from your potential buyer, right? And then how would you link it to the download or the purchase page, like I'm showing you examples on Amazon being the purchase page. Here's another example. So this was a Facebook ad, okay, and it's from a company called buyfast.co.za. And when a potential buyer clicks on Shop Now, okay, they wind up on their website. Okay, so when I clicked it, since that was an old ad, I wound up on their latest offer, which were these really cute Minion earphones. Now, again, you're noticing, okay, they wound up onto their website, and they have their own e-commerce plugin. So they're not using Amazon. So you can purchase directly from BuyFast. And interestingly, if you notice, if you don't do anything, automatically they have programmed their landing page to auto trigger a pop-up, and this pop-up is a coupon. So it says join our list, and when you join, you get a special discount coupon. So wow, what a wonderful way to capture potential buyer information. And this pop-up is powered by pop-up coupons. So maybe if you're selling a physical product, this could be a good idea for your own landing page programming, what you could potentially do. Here's another example. Here's a Facebook ad, and this is from Brian Tracy, who's like a sales guru, and he's offering a quick start guide to become a published author. And so when someone clicks that on, they wind up on his landing page. And if you notice, here is the button. And when you click the download now button, this pops up. And what is he asking for? He's asking for your email address. Why? So that he can send you this quick start guide. Okay, but he's probably structured it the way I structured it. So he sends it to you. You click on a button in the email itself in order to access the guide. So interestingly, Brian Tracy's website also had a thank you page. But I really found some issues with this thank you page because it's saying thank you and is directing your attention to his blog. Okay, so check out my blog, read some of my articles. But he's also directing you to his social media platforms. Now, there's too many options here. So if you compare my thank you page, I've only given them one option, which is to join the Facebook group. Right? You don't want to confuse your potential buyers with lots of options. And then what happens is they wind up doing nothing. So make sure you choose the one action that is the most important for you, and you direct your potential buyer to that single action. So, wow, I hope you found this useful, and now you have the background and the insights of what this 3-page sequence is all about. So do you remember what those 3 pages are? Yeah, number 1, it's your landing page, and you can direct people to your landing page through Facebook ads. And in week 3, we're going to be learning how to put these Facebook ads together. Okay, so hang on with me. We're going to be doing this together. And then page 2 is the thank you page, and we saw that you could use it for multiple purposes. And page 3 was the delivery page, right? So the download page or the purchase page for a physical product. So let's prep and preview. So if you're just joining me today for this 28-day challenge, you would really benefit if you joined me from day 1. So go and to the website www.entertheidealab.com and sign up for this challenge. Come along with me and challenge yourself to create your first online business, right? And turn your idea into income. Now, action step for day 12, I didn't write anything here. Basically, I want you to just try your hand at putting this 3-page sequence together for your first opt-in. You should have already created a freemium using Canva, and that should be ready. So now all you have to do is you need to put all these pieces together into these 3 pages. It's not too difficult. Just roll up your sleeves and jump right in. And if your opt-in is ready, then please go ahead, share it. Maybe we are interested in trying out your opt-in. And post it below with #idea2income. Day 13, I'm still thinking about what am I going to do next. So that's why I haven't put anything here. But join me on day 13. It'll be a surprise. I guarantee it. You're going to learn something really useful that's going to push your online business towards becoming a reality. So I'll see you tomorrow on day 13. Thanks for joining me today. Bye for now.